Big Mama Energy.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Tia. And today we have another video for you guys. And we are going to be talking about coming to you as a woman. You had a situation, right?
I had
Somebody
a situation.
came to you as a woman?
Absolutely. And I'm sure a lot of you have.
Yes.
Or you might have been that one coming to somebody
as a woman, you know? Or if you're a man watching this, you had somebody else coming to somebody as a woman, you know? Or maybe you had to stuck to somebody as a man.
Hey,
You know?
share your stories.
Yes.
It's a safe space.
So we definitely going to get into it. But before we get into it, subscribe. Hit that right now, okay?
Yes.
And welcome to any newcomers. Welcome to the Big Mama Tribe. We love to have you. Come on. Step on over. I would say to the dark side, but
A little
you know.
bit. A little bit, no.
Alright, so we're going to get right into it. You want to start off with your
I can
story?
start off,
Yeah.
yes.
Alright.
So I was talking to this guy many moons ago. And I mean, while I was talking to him, he portrayed himself as being single.
Okay.
So I thought he was single. And we had been talking like for a while, you know what I mean? On and off, whatever. And he was cool. We never really got into a relationship, but you know, we were talking.
Right.
So one day, I guess this is, well no, let me back it up. One day I saw this man on Instagram in Jamaica with a bitch. And I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Apparently he got a woman.
Right.
Next thing I know, I see they're engaged, and I'm like, okay. So he had a woman that whole time, they're engaged. Okay, I'm like, all right, well, block. You know what I mean? I had blocked him. But you know, as we all do, I unblocked him.
So what? All right. What was the situation like? When you seen that he had a girl, right? Were y'all like?
We were not together.
Y'all haven't talked in a long time.
No, we was heavy talk. We were talking, but I'm like, if you want to cat off, and if you had a bitch, that's your business,
right?
You know what I mean? I did for some type of way, so I just blocked him. I'm like,
right,
whatever.
okay.
Like I wasn't taking him. I was upset because we was so cool,
right?
And me and him, like I felt like we could talk about anything,
right?
So why you hiding the bitch,
right?
Like why are you hiding her?
That's the violation of it all. Like let me know so I can, you know.
I mean, I wouldn't have been talking to him how I was talking to him. That's probably why. But I'm just like, I don't know. I just was like, damn, I thought we was better than that.
Right.
Like, that's so corny. Like, and then your bitch anyway. But yeah, so to kind of like speed forward. One day I get a DM and it's like, you know, stay out of my dude's DM, his, you know, stop messaging him. That's my fiance. Bitch, I can't tell because your fiance is all up in my shit all the time. That nigga's still begging and pleading to eat the box. Like, I can't tell that that's your fiance. So I nice kindly told her, like, go talk to your fiance. Right. I don't have anything to do with it. As you can see per this thread, you know, or per that thread that you found, he's the one trying to pursue me.
Exactly.
Okay, and clearly wasn't happy or whatever. I don't know. Maybe he's just a nut ass nigga. That could be cool, you know, true too.
Right.
But either way, stay out of my DM because you don't want these problems. So, you know, she's going back and forth trying to call me a bitch and this, that, and third. And you a home wrecker and da-da-da-da. Block. I'm not about to go back and forth with you, sis.
But I don't even understand, like, why do women do that?
I don't know.
Like, for real.
She was distraught, I guess.
I mean, I understand you salty or whatever the case may be, but take that up with your dude, the person you lay up with every night. Don't come for me.
I know.
But go ahead.
I know. So, I mean, I tried to like just block her because I didn't want to argue with her. You upset. You just found out your nigga ain't shit. You probably been new, but whatever.
Right.
So I blocked her. Next thing you know, she got in my fiance's DM and was like, oh yeah, you know, kind of woman. Well, we was just boyfriend, girlfriend at the time. She was like, you know, kind of woman your girlfriend is. Like, she's all in my man's DM. But mind you, I had just told my boyfriend, now fiance, about the whole situation. I let this bitch all in my DM, because we communicate. Ain't no problems over here. So what I did was, I hopped, using his phone, hopped right up in there. I said, listen, sis, this is Brittany again. Yeah, hello. I said, we don't have them problems over here. Like, we was just laughing at y'all. Like, for real, y'all really the key, the tea. Like, we don't have them problems. So get up out his DM too. You mad as shit. Go get your nigga. Blocked. Like, excuse me.
But like,
excuse me.
The fact that she hopped in your dude inbox, like, to say what?
To say what? Cause you're mad.
To say what?
Hurt people. She was trying to, fuck my shit around.
I
but
get
bitch, you
it,
could
but
never.
like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
She must have been digging on my page before she, said something to me, and then she was like, all right, well, I'm gonna say something to her man. But baby, me and my man communicate,
right?
Unlike yours. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I never want to be that girl. Like, even if, like, all right, if I find out my dude on some nut stuff, like, I'm coming at your neck. I'm coming at his neck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I have been that girl. Like, I can't even say I haven't. I've came at my dude's neck before. Well, this was, somebody I used to deal with. I came at his neck, but I also came at hers. Like, I was irritated as shit. And I did come at her neck, too. So, I mean, I've been on the other end of coming to somebody as a woman. But, I mean, from my experience, it never works. Some bitches don't care.
Right.
They don't care. Like, they're still going to talk to your dude. They're still going to fuck him if that's what they're doing. So you might as well just take it up with your nigga and try to work it out with your man, if that's what you want to do. I mean, otherwise, like, don't say nothing to sis, because she don't care. She does not care. That shit might give her fuel.
So my question is, okay, so she said something to you, she said something to you, dude, but you jump right in there, intercepted, bitch, it's me.
Right.
Did her dude ever say something to you?
He never said nothing to me. He never brought it up. And like never. And I had blocked him anyway.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Like, I feel like he was just salty. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, I don't know to this day if they're together. Like, I'm not sure.
Right.
But I'm like, sis, she was really like coming at me as if I was the problem. I guess that's where she wanted to place her anger at the time. But I'm like, sis, I'm not the only person he's probably trying to holler at.
Right.
Like,
I don't know exactly, because dudes is crafty. I don't know if he tried to like delete certain messages to make
he could. Yeah,
he probably tried to really fling that situation. But even so, talk to your man, like, because sometimes you really might make a whole ass out of yourself. Like, seriously. And
I'm like, girl, he was stalking me from his friend's page. Like, let's be clear, saying shit to me from his friend's account. Like, yeah, once you go Britney, like, I'm just
talk
heavy, I'm just saying. And I'm trying to do you a favor.
Right.
Plus I'm in a relationship of my own. Like, I'm not worrying about your dude. You know what I mean?
People be mad about it, though. They really do. And I get it. Like, I get, you being a salty, your dude not being faithful and all that. But I get that, too. If you gonna come to me as a woman, really come to me as a woman.
As a woman, come to me, like, and let's talk about it, sis. Yeah. If I want to. You know what I mean? Right. Because you don't have to talk about it.
You don't.
You could just be like, yeah, take that up with your man.
Especially if you had no idea that that person had a situation. You know what I mean? You coming to me as a woman, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I was the woman. You know what I mean? It could really go.
Right, it could go either way.
It could go,
yeah, because in my situation where I came to that girl as a woman, like, she knew. She knew about me and my boyfriend at the time. She knew we was together, and she was on some shit like, well, he just messed with me and you, girl, like, just us. And I'm like, bitch, this is not some type of throuple.
Some like,
yes. She was like, he only mess with us, and like, I'm like, bitch, excuse me?
Yeah.
But, that was my dude at the time. He was a nut. Like, he was a cheater. Let me say that. He was a cheater, and I learned that later in the line. That's a lesson learned.
Right.
But going forward, I was never going to come at somebody, a woman.
Right.
Like, it's not her fault. This is you. You know what I mean? This is the guy or wherever you're dealing with. Like, talk to them. Y'all the ones in the relationship. Right. Some people out here, they don't care. They don't respect people's relationships. They don't respect people's marriages, boundaries. So that's them. Like, you know what I mean? They're not going to care. That might give somebody the fuel. Like, oh, yeah, now I'm going to mess with him even harder.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Some people don't care about karma.
Some people don't.
So, yeah. You know what I mean? I care about karma. I'm like, no. After a while, I was like, I got my karma back. Okay. Now I'm not doing that shit. You know what I mean? So...
Have you had any other situations where somebody might have like tried to come to you as a woman, or
some girl that this guy, oh my God, yo, this guy used to stay on it, and his girlfriend, I feel like she kind of knew, because one time I was on his status keying it up, disrespectful, but and like, she said something to me, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna hurt your feelings, sis. Like, Cause this shit could go left. Like, this is when I was a youngster. I didn't give a fuck. And it could go left, and like she really would have had her feelings hurt on that Facebook status, because this was Facebook, you know. I'm like, this ain't what you want. And get your girl. I had to text him like, get your girlfriend, because she'll be real messy. Like, you know what I mean? But she never said nothing to me. I feel like she knew, because he was always on my shit talking, and you know, vice versa.
I feel like I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Child cheese.
Okay.
But I mean, that's I'm trying to think. Any other. I'll think and get back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, about anybody else.
All right, so we gonna just jump into my story. My story is a little bit. It's like a little different. It's a little lengthy because you know I was actually dealing with this person, like whatever. It was a lot of like hills and leaps and valleys and things like that. So I kind of touched on this story a little bit on, was it our last video?
Our last video.
No,
it was our last video, right?
It wasn't the last. It was the plus size.
Oh, it was before that. Okay.
Yeah. So
Go
being plus size in 2020. I touched on this story a little bit. So this was probably like in 2009. 2009, 2009. Probably like going into 2010 maybe. So I was dealing with this guy, whatever. Well, he would kept trying to pursue me for a long time, and I would never like. I just be flirting with him, whatever. Never really gave him a shot. So one day I eventually gave him a shot. So at this point, he had a baby on the way, or whatever. He told me, he was like, look, I got a baby on the way. Me and my baby mom's not together. He actually was honest. He told me exactly why him and his baby mom wasn't together, because he definitely cheated on her.
At least he kept it a bean.
He kept it a bean. He was like, look, you know, I cheated on her, and she caught me, and like she broke it all. She didn't want nothing to do with him. Like, you know, we broke up, whatever, went our separate ways. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So me and him started talking. We was vibing real good and stuff like that. We started going out and having a good time. Like, when I tell you we connected, but that's those damn Aries. I don't know why. But so we connected and vibed real well. So I'm gonna say like a couple months into it, we call each other boyfriend and girlfriend and everything. Like I said, we going on dates and stuff. Now his family is from Jersey or whatever. So one day or whatever, I had spent the night at his mother's house in Jersey or whatever. Me and him was chilling or whatever. So next thing you know, like I guess his baby mom must have knew that he was with me or whatever. So she like come calling and all this stuff. Now she need him for all these things or whatever. So
not the like, baby crying.
Right, the baby not even here yet at this point. She's still pregnant. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So later on after that, like I'm gonna say like a couple days later to a week later or whatever, he caught himself breaking things off with me. Like he came to me and was like, hey, you know his girl, well, his baby mom was tripping or whatever, and she came to him crying, saying like how she want to be a family for the baby. And me, like at that time I was young. I'm not gonna say I didn't have any emotions, but it wasn't that deep for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I liked you, but okay. I'm young. Like, it'll be another. Like, that really was the vibe back then. I'm like, okay, like, cool. So, I was like, damn, like, that's fucked up. But it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna get in the way of you wanting to be a dad and a family for your son, whatever. Cool. So, that was that on me. I'm like, all right, bet. It wasn't that, like, because he kept stalking me after that. Like, he caused some breaking up with me or breaking things off with me, and he would not let me go. When I tell you, I'm talking about popping up at the house. One day on some chill, I was taking, you know, I used to wear braids all the time back then. I'm in the house taking out my braids and everything. My hair look all wild. He pops up at the door. Me and the family chilling, ordering Chinese food. He at the door.
When is that ever cool to be popping up at people's house?
He did not care. He popped up at the door. I'm like, my stepdad answered the door. And he like, Tia, somebody at the door for you. I'm like, oh. Because I'm not expecting nobody. I'm like, who is at the door for me? And I go to the door, it's him. And I'm like, why are you here? Like, you know, like, what are you doing? And this is not the first time. Well, it's not the first, not the last time. So one day, actually, we hadn't talked in a while. Like, it came to a point where he kind of like slowed down with like calling me and stuff like that.
Okay.
But he would still call me and
Right.
try to pop up. So one day, I think me, you, and Tyresha was out or something like that. We must have went to a movie.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Right.
But my mom called me.
Okay.
My mom called my phone and was like, Tia, somebody just came here for you. So I was like, somebody came here for me, came to the house for me. She like, yeah. So I'm like, who was it? And she's like, I don't know. She said, I don't remember what he said his name was. So I'm like, I really don't know who could have possibly
Right.
came there. So I'm just spitting out names or whatever. So I said his name and she's like, that sounds like that's him. You know, I think that is it. That's it, right? So I goes to call his phone. Like, I goes to call his phone, right? So when I calls his phone, a girl answered, right? So my first reaction was like,
What did she
to
say?
look at my phone. At first, she said hello. But when she said hello, it took me by surprise. Because I'm like, who is this answering his phone, right? So I thought that I actually called my sister Dayon. I thought I called Dayon because their names literally is only one letter that changed their name.
Oh, okay.
So I thought maybe I had, you know, Dayon's number or whatever.
That is crazy.
So when I looked at the phone and seen that it was his name, I was like, hello? And I said, can I speak to whatever? I said his name. And she like, he's not here. And
But you got his phone.
right. So pretty much when we finally did talk, because he finally did call me back eventually, like later that night. This fool, something was going on with his car. He was getting his car fixed somewhere near where I live.
Okay.
His dumb ass left his phone in the house.
Oh my God.
So that's why he just, well, I can't even
Okay.
say that's why he just popped up, because he just pops up anyway. But
that was
that's
one of
why
the
he didn't
reasons.
call me, because his phone was left in the house or whatever. So when I called back, that's why she answered his
my
phone,
God.
because it was in the house.
She was probably sick.
She was mad about it. But yeah, so after a while, you know, I started dating other people, and I wound up getting into a relationship, and he still was like pressed, like still like pretty much once he found out that I was dating somebody and that like it was an interest there, he was sick. Like when I tell you, like I will write stuff on my Facebook and he'll be under there drawing, like saying like wild stuff. Yeah, he used to be saying wild shit underneath my status, and I used to be like, yo, you gotta chill. Like I'm talking about sexual things that he done did to me. Like he was really drawing.
First of all, you chose your life that you chose.
That's
Don't
what I'm
come on
saying.
my shit trying to ruin mine.
Exactly. So once, like, you know, I was like, all right, like you drawing, he went and stopped or whatever. I had told him I'm about to delete you, so you need to calm the fuck down, pretty much. And then my best friend or whatever, she threatened him to like hit up his baby mom.
Oh shoot.
And so like, if you don't leave my friend alone, I'm gonna hit up your baby mom and let her know what you're doing, right? So I wound up deleting them or whatever, because I did wind up getting into a relationship or whatever.
Right.
So I didn't want that to interfere with what I had going on, because me and him wasn't together. Like you,
Right.
like you said, you made your bed, lay in it, and that was that. So this went on for a while, whatever. He would still like do little small stuff to like kind of be near, or like, so back in the day, I don't know if y'all remember when Facebook had all those different groups going on.
Yes, I do remember that.
He would get people to add me to certain groups.
So he could.
And I didn't know that though at first.
Oh wow.
He told me this like later on, but he would get people to add me to certain groups so he could kind of see what I'm doing and like be in the mix with me. Like, cause back in the day, like it wasn't, you know how now it's a lot of guys that like big girls like that, like openly say, you know, I love me a big girl.
Right.
He was one of those guys, but it was like he loves plus size women. Like or whatever. So he would add me to certain groups. So one day I was at my best friend's house, the one who pretty much told him, like, if you don't chill, I'm a draw. Like, I'm gonna be in your baby mom's inbox, pretty much. So she has an iPad or whatever, and her iPad clicked that she had a message, and the message was from his baby mom.
Oh my gosh. So this is good.
So I'm like looking like, okay, well, why is
she
y'all
in the
talking?
Yeah.
Because from my understanding, like, you ain't never say nothing to him, you know, to her or whatever. So I was like, huh? So I opened the message, like, to see what was going on. Like, at this point, me and my boyfriend at the time was together for months, like, at this point. And she's pretty much telling this girl all my business.
See, no.
Like, they were talking like they had a friendship. Like,
I don't like that.
I guess, and I don't know, like, maybe the girl manipulated her, but still, like, why are you even talking to her? To even get manipulated. You know what I'm saying?
As my friend, why are you busting it up with the enemy?
Exactly.
With this bitch telling her anything about me?
Exactly.
No.
And that was the situation. Like, when I looked at the message, she telling her, oh yeah, you know, Tia, I don't know if she was trying to put it out there like, oh, because Tia's not worrying about him, but it still doesn't matter. She should not be knowing any of my business. Like, and y'all should not be busting it up like y'all friends. Like, what's really good?
Right.
And honestly, for a long time, like, I looked at my friends sideways about that, because it's like, why?
Right.
I would never, like, you can never catch me in none of my family, my friends, ops.
I know.
DM chopping it up, like, we good. Like,
we ain't got nothing to talk about, sis.
Nothing to talk
Unless
about.
I'm telling you, chill out before you want to get punched in your shit. Like, I don't know what.
No, real shit. And I'm definitely not going to be telling my homie or my sisters, my family's business to you. Like, who are you? And, so that was the situation. Like, she's like, yeah, so Tia's, yeah, her and her boyfriend, they're doing really good, and, like, they're about to move in with each other. Like, seeing all this stuff, and I'm like,
and some people think that they doing you a favor.
A service. Like, by... But my thing is, I feel like y'all shouldn't have even been having a conversation anyway. Like, it shouldn't have even been no conversation. She shouldn't have said anything to you. Like, even if she did say something to you, it should have been curbed.
Right.
And I should have knew about it. You should have been like, yo, what's up? Why should be in my DM?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah. That was drolling. So, at that point, I actually came to her as a woman.
I know that's right. Like, sis.
So this is why I said my story is a little different, because although we gonna get into it, but I came to her as a woman. So after I seen that, like, I marinated on it, like, let it marinate my thoughts and thought about it. I was like, you know what, I'm sick of this stuff. So I actually DM'd her. I messaged her on Facebook, and I pretty much was like, I told her, but I was like, you should already know who this is at this point. And I gave her my number, and I was like, call me. We need to talk or whatever. And she called me, and we had a long, lengthy conversation, because the way he was trying to make it seem is like I was still trying to talk to him. Like, but my thing is, like, I don't understand how he could even make it seem like that. Like, because the things that transpired in this conversation that we had and things she even said, I feel like she knew what it was. She just was believing anything he said, like, to make herself feel good. But anyway, we had this conversation, and pretty much she told me about the whole situation. He was honest when he said he cheated on her. She told me that, like, he cheated on her, that's why they wasn't together or whatever. And she pretty much was telling me, running it down, like, how he had a cheating problem. But my thing is, like, why are you still with him then? Like, and if
you know what
if you know at this point, then let him cheat in peace. If you still want to stick around, like,
let that man cheat in peace.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to be with him, if you want to
accept these behaviors,
that's what I'm saying. She was telling me about all these other people, but I'm like, look, girl, I'm not here to talk about these other people. I'm here to talk about you know, this situation with me, because I don't want this no more. Like, that's your situation. You can have him. I'm letting you know, like, I'm in my own situation.
Right.
I'm not checking for your dude. Your dude is checking for me. Let's be clear. And then she started running it down. Like, even from back when me and him was dealing with each other, she was, I feel like, and this is not the first time I've been in a situation where I've dealt with somebody and either their current girlfriend or like somebody, like they were almost infatuated with me. Like they was obsessed because
they were telling their current person about you.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
and they
wanted
it's almost like when you talk to your significant other about like maybe somebody that was your ex, and like it seems like that's your favorite ex or whatever the case may be, they almost come up with this infatuation. I don't know if it's just a female trait. It could be a male trait too.
I think it is. I think it's a people in general. Like
they start to like be intrigued and like have this
what did you like about her so much, and like
and I feel like that's what happened. It became like she started to become obsessed with me, like, because he was so in love with me at that point. Like, he liked me and fucked with me so much. She like, why?
Right, she trying to figure it out.
Like, why? And she pretty much unfolded all of these things. Like, she was telling me that she knew where I worked. She knew where I worked. All types of things. And the reason she unfolded all this stuff, like, first of all, she said the day she was like, I knew when you was at his mom's house. He was like, I knew you was there. That's why I called and like intercepted that whole situation. She's like, I already knew. She's like, I just knew that he was. He was like, I knew he was with you. And he was like, she's pretty much said when she got, cause she went there.
Oh wow.
And she said she could smell my scent.
She was a psycho.
On his sheets. He's like, you. She was like, you wear vanilla.
You must have been in his bed rolling around trying to smell some shit. Like, I don't know. Are you smelling for my?
It was crazy because back then, you know, we used to wear a lot of the Bath and Body Works back then, and like vanilla was my favorite fragrance, like the vanilla, where is it, Noor or something like that, and like the little sugar cookie scents and stuff like that. I used to love the vanilla splash and all that. So she was like, yes, she was like, I smelled your scent on his sheets and all this stuff. And then I used to work at TJ Maxx back then, and I had this massage oil that was like, it was scented and it also was edible.
Oh, okay.
And I had a chocolate one and I had a sugar cookie
thinking
one.
About it right there and there with the tricks and shit.
So she didn't fucking send me a picture because she didn't feel like the massage oil. I guess that's how she like tried to figure out where I worked at, and she was digging on my page also. Like, so she knew I worked at TJ Maxx. She told me something, I thought about coming up to your job. And I was like, if you would have came up to my job, it would have definitely been a problem. Like, this ain't really what you want.
And you'd have been mad.
Like, you really would have been mad. And she just was telling me all these stories about like how she buys condoms for him because she knows, like, you know what I mean? So it's very much so she's insecure and she didn't want to leave that situation for whatever reason.
I'm not about to buy you condoms to go fuck a bitch. I'm not.
That's the type of time she was on. That was really the type of time that she was on. Oh, also, so I don't know if y'all familiar with the Music Soul Child song 143.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so it's a Music Soul Child song. It's called 143, and I think that it is on his first album, I Just Want to Sing.
Okay.
And one day, this is when me and him was still talking though. He sent me a text message, or it could have been after he broke things off. He sent me a text message early in the morning. I was on my way to work, and it said 143, and I was like, "What is this?" Like, I was scared because I'm like, "Why is he sending me these numbers?" Like,
you got 143 minutes to run out that motherfucking house, bitch.
It was crazy, but come to find out, 143 means I love you.
Oh wow.
One. For love.
He's a psycho man, pretty much.
So that's what 143 means, right?
Oh.
So me and her was having a conversation. I mean, when me and her was talking, come to find out that was their thing.
You're not about to see. He could have got killed. She should have been on Snap. It was many opportunities.
Yeah, so when like
He
she was like
disrespectful.
he said that, and she was the one who like I guess made that whole thing of like put him onto that, and he out here using all
He like, yeah, one more three. Go to the 911.
And you thinking it's all sweet with me. I'm like, oh, look like that's cute. That's, you know what I mean? And yeah, she's just running all of these things down. And so she then proceeds to tell me like how they were having a conversation, and he pretty much came at her like we're going to have to cut that.
Sorry.
Yo, he came at her. He pretty much came at her and was like, you know, you need to lose weight. So at the time, you know, she just had a baby, and she was a curvy woman. Like she's not my size, but she would be considered a plus size woman. And he pretty much told her like, you know, you need to lose weight, and she pretty much looked at him like, what do you mean I need to lose weight? You know, you like Tia. And he looked at her and was like, you're not Tia. And
no.
Like being on the phone, it just was crazy to me, because it's like, okay, this person disrespects you time after time. And the fact that you're even on my line about this nigga is insane to me. And mind y'all, she's at this point, I think we were like, because me and him is the same age. She's older than me, I think, by maybe a year or maybe even months.
Okay.
So we're like, what, 19, 20 maybe at this time? She was pushing 30. So she's an older woman. You get what I'm saying? And you're letting this young boy.
Girl, I don't feel bad for you, because you know, at that point, you know.
Right.
You know better. Like, come on.
Right. And it was one of those situations, it's like, you know, I don't even blame him, even though it wasn't right. He was really using her for what it was, because she was using him for something.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was buying him stuff. Like he's a kid at this point. Like you're buying him game system, clothes. You're buying him everything he wants.
And he's doing you as dirty as he can do. First of all, a person will show you how they feel about you. At that point, he's disrespecting you time again after time again. Like, you know what it is. He don't want you for real. He just like your convenience. Like, my thing is, how much are you going to endure from a person? Like, girl, bye.
And that was crazy that, you know, I am a 20. At this point, when we were having this conversation, I was probably 20, going on 21. So we're having this conversation. You're a grown woman. You know what I'm saying? A well-off grown woman. It wasn't like she was a bum. She was in school for nurse. I mean, I think she was in medical school.
Oh, wow.
Like, I think she might be a doctor now. Like, I don't know. Like, she was a smart woman. Yeah. Just dumb at the same time.
Smart and dumb funny at the same time. Like,
exactly. So it was like, it was kind of crazy. And I felt bad for her. But at the same time, I didn't feel bad for her. Like, I felt bad because that's some nut ass shit for him to say to her.
Yeah, that was rude.
But at the same time, it was some nut ass shit for you to even bring my name up.
And at the same time, you still with this man, so why am I feeling bad for you?
Exactly.
Like, you accept this shit, so that's your problem.
So, it came to a whole situation where, you know, at the end of the conversation, I'm just was like, listen, at the end of the day, I'm with my dude. I don't want your nigga. He's still checking for me, though. Let's be clear. I just want you to know what's really good. Like, whatever he told you is false. Whatever you're believing is false. Your nigga still wants me. And that's just it.
He still want me, sis.
And that's what it is. I'm not checking for him. You can have him. I don't want him. And then she's like, oh no, you can have him. He could come live with you. I'm like, girl, he ain't gonna live with me.
He's gonna live with you. You'll continue to take care of him.
Right.
He's supposed to make him live with you. He can't, sis. That's why he's over there with you.
Yeah, so we left things off at that. I've never communicated with the girl again. However, had he still been checking for me after that? Absolutely. That's why I said I found out that he started putting me like telling people to add me to certain groups that he was in and stuff like that. And then, I mean, it's been a while since I even came across his like name anywhere, but every now and again I feel like he be peeping on my page, like on Instagram. Like, I'll see his name or something, like a random picture, and like you ever notice somebody that just do something just so you can notice them. Like, just know that I'm here. They don't say nothing.
They might be in your story.
Yeah.
Just so you can see their name. You're like, really?
And one day, I came across him liking just one random picture. And I was like, you still catting off. And at this point, he's married to her.
Oh, child. The tea.
They done got married. So, and they had more children as well. So, I mean,
child cheese.
My thing is, kudos to y'all, you know what I mean? If y'all is in love, you know, that's y'all business. I'm happy for you. Do your thing. That's that. I'm glad that finally, you know, he committed to the situation.
I hope so. Hopefully.
But, yeah.
Just because you married. Anyway.
Yeah, just because you, right, that is true. That is true.
Child cheese.
But I will say that he hadn't, like, vocally, like, he hasn't said anything to me. Which is good. So at least you're respecting the situation way more than what you were before. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was my little story. Where I technically had to come
to somebody
as a woman because she was stalking me at that point. Like, you know where I live, you know where I work, and you just can't get enough of me at this point. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
And just to piggyback off of what you said, I had another instance where, like you said, you might have broken up with somebody and they're telling their new bae about you and why maybe in this situation I was this guy's first love. Okay. So he would tell all his chicks about me, whatever. And the one girl, I knew her, and we all used to go to school together. And he was telling her like why I was his first love and different things. And she just was like mad, you know what I mean? I understand. But then and she got in my DM one day, like they had lived together, they got kids, like we don't got, you know, y'all got your shit, like
right, exactly.
You the baby mom, right? But anyway, so she got in my DM or whatever, like, yo, stop getting in touch with my husband. First of all, sis, that's not your husband. Hey. Second of all, that man came in contact with me. I'm like, as you can see per these messages, like he hit me up. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And like they had arguments, he would let me know, like they have had arguments about me, and I'm just cracking up because like I haven't seen this man since I was like 19, maybe, I don't even know, but like something like that, maybe 20 or something like that. Right. I haven't seen this man in a long time. Like, why are you still worried about me? That's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know. But see, but my thing is like, check your nigga, especially in a situation like that. Why? You need to ask him why he can't get enough of the kid. Can't get enough of the kid. Like, you need to ask him these. Like, I understand. If I was you, I hate me too. Hey, period. No. And that's the thing, like, every time he gonna reach out, like, you know what I mean? Like, sis, that's just that. Some people, you know, that's how it is. Yeah, like, clearly y'all relationship ain't sturdy, so you need to figure that out. Like, and they not even together, so it wasn't sturdy. But it was just like, she was bothered. I was cracking her like, bitch, don't play, excuse me, but don't play with me. Like, don't play with me. You know what it was. And if we was in person, you would never even have said anything to me. Right. Don't cat off on Facebook. But people like to cat off. Yeah. And it's crazy because I actually have another situation. So, I want to say this was actually, it couldn't have been no more than 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah. I had met this guy. I was at a party with my best friend, one of my best friends or whatever, and we was at her cousin's event, and I met this guy. And he was very like nice. I will say that he was very nice because like the way he came to me, the way he approached me, he was very like smitten. Like he was like, I'm talking about if heart eye emojis exist in real life, like he was just like so in like awe with me. He was like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. I'm talking about just giving me all these compliments or whatever. Now granted, he wasn't necessarily the type of dude that I would talk to, and I'm not saying I'm talking about he was just real tatted up, like real hood dude. And it's not saying I don't talk to hood dudes, but like he just was about this like real street nigga type vibes. And I didn't judge him. I didn't judge a book by its cover. I did wind up talking to him. Like we was getting to know each other. Now, once we got to know each other,
I was like, our lifestyles is just like not the same. Like, you carrying on out here, and my thing is, I'm not a street person. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna say I know the streets, but like, yeah, I was raised in the hood, down the bottom, West Philly. Like, I've seen some shit in my life, but my mom kept me away from that type of stuff. Like, I don't really move in that type of way. Never been really in a situation where I could say like I'm from the street straight like that, whatever. And my thing is, like, he was very much so about that life.
Right.
I'm talking about been stabbed up, shot at, and all types of things. And my thing is, I don't need to, if I gotta worry about my safety when I'm around you,
Yeah.
I don't want to be around you.
No.
Like, we going out on dates, I gotta worry about getting shot at. Like, that's not the vibe for me.
That's not cute.
And even though he was a nice man, like, he was a nice young man or whatever, I just didn't want to go there with him romantically. Like, yes, we have done things with each other, but after like a while, I just was like, no, we could just be friends.
Right.
You know, we could be cool. And normally, if I don't fuck with you, I'm ghosting you straight off the bat. But like, he really was cool, so I was like, we could be friends. And he wasn't trying to hear none of that. He didn't want to just be my friend.
He like,
so for like a while, this whole thing went on where like my friend would go to her cousin's house and he'd be like, oh, where Tia at? Like, talk to Tia for me, da 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 da. And like, me and him still were friends on social media, so he would say stuff to me all the time, like, please just give me a chance, all this stuff. So it's like it's like the situation that you first speak on, where you said you hopped in the DM, the girl hopped in your DM. But if you seen our threads, you know what's going on. So this girl, she hops in my DM. Now, mind you, I don't talk to this man at all. Like, he might say something to me every now and again on the gram, but at this point, me and him, like, he already know I'm not checking for him.
Right.
So she jumps in my DM talking about, yeah, you talk to such and such. And I looked, I said, yo, is she serious? I'm like, first of all, don't come to me asking me if I talk to anybody. Like, that's really how I said, your nigga may be cheating on you, but it ain't with me. Let's be clear. So she was really mad about it. She told my son, oh, you fat as shit, and you this, that, and the third. But you're in my messages pressed because you asking me about your nigga. Your nigga love it. Your nigga love it. Like, you're mad as shit. All this fatness that you talk about, your nigga loves it. He adores it.
And you saw from the messages.
That's what I'm saying. As you see, I'm not really saying nothing to this dude. Like, he's saying whatever he's saying, and I'm really curving him, swerving around everything.
I'm doing you a favor, sis. You need to be thanking me.
But it was just so funny how it went from, oh, are you talking to such and such to,
right,
oh, you a fat bitch, but you pressed and you want to know if I'm fucking your nigga. Your nigga love it, like, you're mad. So it really went on. This she gonna say, cause now you look stupid. So now she gonna talk about, actually, I was asking for my friend. No, bitch, no, you wasn't
asking for a friend, sis. No, we're beyond that. You were not asking for a friend. Okay,
you was mad, and you just mad. Like, my thing is, I didn't come at you. First of all, my thing is, don't come at me. And this is why I was mad, because if you're going about these DMs, which you are, because me and him have not talked on the phone in over a year at this point. So you coming at me over these DMs that you've seen, you see that this man is coming at me. Don't come at me like that.
Right, you're mad.
Come at him.
Yes.
And then when I tell you, your nigga probably cheating, but he ain't cheating with me. Now I'm this fat bitch and all this stuff, like, bitch.
Now you're mad. Get on my DM. Exit that way. That way.
Right. I just feel like if you want to come to somebody as a woman, come respectfully. Be humble.
Respectfully, sis, because your nigga is doing you dirty.
Exactly. And
like, that's not my man.
And don't expect for me to run all this, or whoever the person is, to run shit down.
They don't
have to talk to you.
They don't owe you anything.
The nigga that's dicking you down or whatever, if he's lacking, I don't know. But whoever you're laid up with at the end of the night, they owe you this.
Right. I don't owe you nothing.
So,
like, people don't owe you anything, and that's what you gotta learn. That's what you gotta know. Don't embarrass yourself.
Exactly. And that's another thing. Like, yeah, don't embarrass yourself. Because you could get embarrassed.
Yeah, like, speaking for somebody who knows, do not embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it, sis. Like, just dump bull or let him cheat in peace if you want to stay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just don't. It's a headache. Don't embarrass yourself, because sis, the girl don't care.
Right.
Most of them.
Right.
You know, or she might not even know.
Right. Or
About
ain't nobody
you.
checking for you. And like, if nobody's checking for your nigga, if they're having a conversation, you can see that your nigga is the one who's saying X, Y, and Z.
Asking for news and carrying on.
But see, you know what? And also, we talked about it, how, you know, maybe a nigga deleted certain shit
Yeah,
that he
that's
said
true,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But even still, I wasn't coming at him in
any
a
kind
way
of way,
like
yeah.
that. So just because you seen this conversation, I wasn't coming at him in no type
If my dude is like currently
entertaining,
entertaining a bitch, I'm at your neck.
Right.
I'm not going after her, because
Right.
that don't even matter. She's irrelevant. If it wasn't her, probably
Right.
somebody else. Like, I'm at your neck, and that's our problem, because we are in a relationship.
Right.
You know what I mean? That other person is irrelevant. They don't owe me anything, and I'm not about to embarrass myself. I'm grown. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it is what it is. I'm not gonna get nobody the pleasure
Right.
to be like, yeah, she was messaging me.
Right,
about her
having one up on me,
man.
like, right, and
No.
talking to me and shit. I'm not about to be the
Mm-mm.
topic of discussion with you and your little raggedy ass
You
girlfriend.
find your evidence and do whatever you want to do with it. Don't
Right.
hit that person up.
Exactly. Cause my thing is, like, you gonna hit up the wrong person, ain't gonna be about that fucking life, bitch.
Yeah.
And then what?
Now you on no teeth.
Like,
We too cute for that. Like, we're not doing that. You know?
No.
Just go about your business.
no.
Probably get a new man. That's what you should do.
That's what you should do.
Because you gonna have a headache. They headaches. It's a lot of men out here, women, whatever you date. Like, keep it moving.
Definitely keep it
Honestly.
moving. Cause they ain't worth it.
No.
Like, sorry.
It's not worth the headache to me, anyway.
Yeah, no. But yeah, so these are our stories. I
our
know we probably have
stories.
more too that we can't even think about, because, you know,
Life.
this is life. Exactly. Life experiences that we've all then went through. I know you guys have some stories, so drop them stories below. Let us know what's going on. I know y'all got some good tea, and we is ready to sip.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. We also have our email, bigmamaenergy@gmail.com. Make sure you guys email us. We told you before, we still need some topics. Let us know what you guys want to hear from us. Like, we're waiting. Like,
Maybe you want to confess something.
Maybe you do.
Maybe you have a story. This is a safe space.
yeah, this is definitely a safe space,
Yes.
okay? So yeah, definitely send confessions, any story times you would like us to hit on, anything that you guys want to see. Definitely send us the email, drop us some comments below. If you follow us, DM us on Instagram, because we love to hear y'all feedback. We really do. Okay. Yeah, so you have anything else to say?
That was it. Just, you know, as usual,
Yes, make
Like.
sure you guys like,
share
comment,
and subscribe.
and subscribe.
Bye
Bye
for now.
guys.